Hello and welcome back to Down the Track. We are continuing our special about the IPL auctions. We've covered 8 teams. We have 2 teams left. We'll be talking about the Kolkata Knight Riders. Of course, we can't really talk too much because we don't know exactly what's going to happen, but we're still going to talk a lot and just discuss what kind of strategies that these teams will go in with, what kind of players we think are going to pick based on their retentions and based on their previous buys. KKR have retained 4 players, Don, if I'm not mistaken, Andre Russell, Sunil Narayan, Venkatesh Iyer, and
Varun Chakravarti.
Varun Chakravarti.
I knew
Thank
you
you.
would forget.
I always get stuck on the fourth one, but thank you for helping me out. So they've retained 4 players. Their purse is
48 crores.
48 crores, so they don't have the highest purse, but they do have a very shrewd, auction technique we've seen in the last few years, especially last 10 years, you can say. I think since 2010-11, they've been really good in the auction. Vinay, hello, what's up? Thank you for
Sir.
joining us.
Hello, sir.
Thank you for
You've been a very loyal supporter. I really appreciate it, sir. Thank you.
thank you, and yeah. So KKR, Don. There's something very interesting I want to talk about them, but first, I'll go with you first. Let me know what you think about their retentions. Someone like Andre Russell, he's had fitness issues, but he's someone. McCullum calls him the Michael Jordan of T20 cricket, and some Venkatesh Iyer who had one very good season, but we don't know much of him. Varun Chakravarti is a mystery spinner, and then Sunil Narayan, who's been a goat, but in the IPL, but is he gonna continue? And that's what Vinay is also asking: is Sunil Narayan a good retain?
I honestly think I think the way they've gone about their business, I think they got Sunil Narayan for six CR, which is not a bad price. Honestly, I think they've done a fantastic job. He's the fourth position of retention over them because Venkatesh Iyer got 8, Varun got 12, and Andre Russell got 16. So that's kind of how they've gone about their business. I think they've put in their faith in 2 players that are questionable in Russell and Narayan, because I think that fitness issues and like temperament issues, not temperament issues, fitness issues in general have been a bit of a problem. But man, both of them are match winners on their day. If they can both combine, they even win you 4 or 5 games out of the 14 that you play, or depending on what the schedule will be. You've done them no harm. So I think overall not a bad shout at all. I think in terms of Venkatesh Iyer really bringing coming into the flow, that gives you an opening batsman. Then you have a very very good spinner in Varun. So you've done a fantastic job overall in terms of just keeping the balance together, because it gives you 2 all-round options that can play at 6 and 7. That gives you a lot of room to maneuver around for players. So I
Yeah,
think I think overall very decent business.
yeah. Vinay Singh is not in the same kind of form anymore since his action changed. But to be honest, he had an amazing IPL with the ball in the last tournament. We were all questioning why West Indies didn't pick him up for the T20 World Cup. I think all of us were saying that it's in Dubai. He's bowling so well. So I think he's actually been in good form. Yes, maybe it might not be a long term kind of thing, but with overseas spinners, and Narayan can also you have the back of the mind that he can bat as well,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Maybe he's not performing with the bat, but just as a utility, 6 crore, you say, okay, let's go. At least we have 4 players, and also it's that brand and having that chemistry together. Russell
Yeah.
and Narayan, experienced players, I think they can help out the youngsters for sure.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think for it's not a bad retention at all. I think some of the other teams have had some even worse retentions. I think this is probably in the middle. They probably won't be extremely happy, like maybe like a Mumbai or a CSK, but at the same time, I think that they won't be extremely sad like someone like a Punjab or something of that sort. So I think they'd be relatively pleased with the way they've gone about their retention business.
Yep. Who do you think they're gonna buy in the auction? Please
Venkat,
name it.
Venkatesh Iyer, Quinton de Kock, Nitish Rana, Deepak Huda, Morgan, Russell, Narayan, Ankit Rajput, Varun Chakravarti, Umesh Yadav, Mohammad Shami.
That's a similar core that you're
Yeah, yeah,
looking.
the core. Yeah, I'm giving.
Got
Well,
Morgan
I'm
back.
giving them back. I'm giving them back only Rana and Morgan from the team that they have. I'm giving them Quinton de Kock, who's a little bit of an upgrade. Not with due respect to Gill, I think Quinton de Kock gives you a little bit of an upgrade, and he can wicket keep for you as well. And then I'm giving them Huda, who's now the player he was already part of my team before he made his Indian cap and everything. So Huda in the middle gives them a little bit of stability, and then they have the likes of Morgan, Russell, and Narayan to finish it off. Bowling may they have Umesh Yadav and Mohammad Shami, who are proper good fast bowlers, and then to kind of go along with that, I'm giving them Ankit Rajput, who's also had a decent. He's one of those decent kind of upcoming bowlers.
Umesh Yadav back in KKR, huh?
Shami also back in KKR. I think
Yeah,
Shami also
oh
was in
yeah,
KKR and back. Yeah. So I'm
Um,
giving
uh,
them that because of the slightly lesser budget. I'm giving them Shami and Quinton as their kind of impact players, and then Nitish, Rana, Huda, and Rajput and Umesh Yadav kind of just the filling
Even Deepak Huda.
aspects. Yeah,
Punter KKR not retaining Prasid, a bad decision. To be very honest with you, until today, I didn't think it was a bad decision. So I can't say it's a bad decision. I think not retaining Ferguson. I would have retained Ferguson.
Callum.
In Loki Ferguson.
Yeah. Sorry, Loki Ferguson. Yes, I think the problem
I
is
would
I
have
think
retained
that
it because he got them to that fight. He was a major part, in the last couple of years, especially last year. He bowled really well.
who would you remove?
You have to remove a foreign player, right?
Yeah,
You can't
yeah,
remove an Indian player.
either Narayan or yeah, but would Loki
I would have
agree?
removed Venkatesh Iyer, but then I would remove Narayan.
But would Loki agree for 6 year? He might get more in the auction. He thinks.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll think like that.
Yeah, that's what I think he should get more than 6. I think he's a
So
fantastic
look,
player.
there's a lot of talk that we don't know. Maybe they did approach him and he said no, but I just feel they didn't.
They
He's someone
probably
like
did. Yeah, yeah,
maybe he would have said yes. To be honest with you, but yeah, again, we don't know, right? Who am I to judge? Maybe they did, and he said no, I don't want six, I want more. But I would have, if I could, I think, and you're right. Narayan saying yes to six is a big thing, so why not?
yeah,
The problem with the team is that they don't have that kind of purse. Exactly, that's what Don is also saying, and the problem they don't have a captain as a retention.
yeah. But
There's,
I think
there's
they'll get Morgan back for a cheaper price because he's not going to go for too much. I think his base price is 2 CR, maybe 2.5, 3. I think they'll get him in that much.
if you're getting him, then you would ideally want him to groom an Indian player as your captain. Ideally, that's what you would.
Venkatesh Iyer, that's the only option.
Yeah, man, I don't know. Like for
Depending on
me,
who else they get and everything, obviously. So
look, you have to also understand, right? Like a lot of people, they come into the IPL. You also have to understand you're playing against a lot of domestic players, so it's not you're not. Of course, there's international players, but it's not full international
yeah,
caliber cricket.
yeah,
Right? There's a bit of a dip. Also, they didn't know who he was. Now they've seen him. There's going to be a lot of recordings, this, that, and everything. So I don't know. I could be wrong, but Venkatesh Iyer is someone that I would love for him to do well, but I don't know if he's going to have the same season over and over again.
agreed. I agree. It's going to be a question. It's a lot of question marks on the retentions at this point. But I still think that they've done better business than some of
Yeah,
the
it's
other
good.
teams.
It's good. Like you, on that basis, you still want to back him, right? It's not like you don't want to back him.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I was watching an interview with the Venki Mysore, and basically, this guy has kind of changed KKR because up until 2010-11, they were out of playoff contention. So they were the only team I think who were not in the playoffs after like 2-3 years.
Okay.
Never qualified for the playoffs, and he came in and basically the CEO. He came in from Met Insurance, is it in New York in America where
Yeah.
you are?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was the CEO there, and he came in and Shah Rukh Khan and Juhi Chawla and her husband gave him full control of. How to handle stuff. So it was his idea to get Gautam Gambhir and start off from there. And he's also did that controversial move where to let go of Saurav Ganguly, which did not go down well with the Kolkata public, but they got 2 trophies. So you need somebody. I think my point there is not like, oh, he's a legend. Of course, now he is a legend probably in Kolkata, but it's that the owners giving a professional, let them handle, and owners backing off.
Yeah.
Because he also mentioned in the interview that the IPL up until then, even with Kolkata, there's a lot of owners getting involved and stuff. He's like, if I'm coming in, I don't want that.
Yeah, and I think some very good choice. I think one of his first signings was bringing in Trevor Bayliss as the coach also. I think so. That's why Trevor
And
Bayliss gave
Gambhir
them 2 trophies as a captain. Yeah,
Gambhir as the captain. And from there, they never look back. They also now have a KKR academy. And also, he sends the likes of Andre Russell. I think he's done it with Venkatesh Iyer as well. He basically, because he lived in America and stuff, he did university there. He has hookups at the Dallas Mavericks and Dallas Cowboys fitness center. So he sends them there. And he also introduced Andre Russell to a psychologist there as well. So these guys are doing extra work, from outside of the IPL as well. So I think the KKR base is kind of strong from that side, and that's why you see them in and around that playoff spot. They're kind of like a close knit unit and very smart in the auctions.
I think I agree. I think that they are very good. I think Jack Carlis is one of their important players as well. He's one of their main people in the think tank. I think he does a fantastic job. I think he's also a very shrewd player in general in the way he runs his business. Wait, no, Jack Carlis is not there anymore. Sorry, Brendan McCullum came over. Jack Carlis
Brendan
was. Sorry,
He
I don't
was
know why I was
playing there.
thinking.
I don't remember. He might have been
No,
in the coaching.
he was a coaching staff. Yeah,
He was also one of the buys Venki Mysore
made.
in that auction,
Yeah.
2011 auction.
Yeah, no,
But
I think the think tank, everyone, I think you're right. I think the way they run their businesses is to learn from. I think they were after a while. I think they were the only profitable franchise for a few
they were
seasons.
the first team to make a profit.
Profit and then consistent. I think there were 2 or 3 seasons where they were the only team that made profit, and then a lot of the others
Yeah.
chipped in, and now a lot of people are making a lot of profits from it, obviously. So
Yeah, 100%. And that was the Shah Rukh Khan effect. Like the marketing and everything was excellent. But after that, they got serious with the cricket as well. And, the way it's structured and everything, they're more professional now compared to other teams. And, if you see recently, they don't really have a brand. Like, if Andre Russell was an Indian player, it would have been completely different.
yeah,
Although he's amazing, but unfortunately, because fortunately as well, is the Indian Premier League. So, you're going to be, it's around the likes of Dhoni, Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma. Like the foreigners won't get as much exposure, in terms of brand and stuff. So I think they don't really have that much pressure. Before it was Ganguly, so they did have that pressure.
yeah,
So I think that's
yeah,
actually worked in their favor.
yeah. I think so. Not a bad shout.
When I saying Huda, QDK, Shami, all big money buys. Comparatively, I think only Quinton de Kock. But Huda and Shami, I don't know if they're gonna, because you have to go against the likes of Deepak Chahar and all these other guys. You're going against Shardul Thakur. There's so many
I
other
think
bowlers.
every team will look at least two, maybe three big buys and put in like 25, 30 CR there, and then just build the squad from there and the remaining money. That's what
Yeah,
I think that'll happen.
because also you have to remember, I think the way it's going to go, that they all the other teams also can't bid so much on one player. They have to also realize, like, so, and it also depends which pool they come in, which what round they're coming in, and then from there, because if it's going too much, I don't think a lot of teams will drop out, because there's so many options now. It's
Yeah,
not like just Shami is there, he's
yeah,
your only Indian fast bowler, or Quinton de Kock is your only wicket keeper. You have other options. So but Quinton de Kock, I agree, I think he's going to go for a bit, but the likes of Shami and Huda, you can bargain.
I think Huda, yes. Shami might be a little expensive. I'm thinking the three of them will combined come around, in my opinion, 20. I think 5 or 6 for Shami and about 3 to 4 for Huda and about 8 to 10 for Quinton. That's what I'm thinking will kind of play out that way.
Uh-huh.
And then they have
Yeah,
about 28 to then fill out the remaining part of the team.
20. Yeah, it'll be interesting. Let's see how it goes. They are a good auction table to always watch out for. They do some smart buys, and they have different kind of approaches. So I'll be excited to see how Kolkata go about it at the auction.
I agree.
Anything else you like to add?
No, that's about it. I think just kind of waiting to see now. I think we're rolling down the days. I think 2 more days left after this, so it's going to be fun.
Yeah, and also I would just like to add that Brendan McCullum's there at the helm, so
Yeah,
the brand of cricket that he wants them to play is aggressive cricket. So watch out for
yeah.
maybe some surprise buys, like they might just go for some all out attack there,
Tom
and
Banton.
yeah, Tom Manton.
They already tried him. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there will be some surprise picks. Huda will go for 8 to 10 crore. You think so? I don't know, man.
I mean, he might. It depends on when he comes and what kind of. Let's say, people are looking.
I
Two or
would be
three teams are
surprised
looking.
for
Let's
eight
say
to.
2 or 3 teams are looking for like a middle order player at the time that he comes in. Maybe his price will get jacked up a little bit. You never know. The auction has given us funkier things than 8-10 CR for a Deepak Huda.
It could. Vinay Ali Khan, is he in the auction?
I don't know. You're confusing me all the time. I have
Yeah,
to check.
Vinay asked these questions, man. I don't know what he's trying to think. Vinay, is he in the auction? Tell us. Yeah, SRK picking SRK. Ashish is asking.
SRH pick. Oh, SRK picking SRK. Sorry.
Is he?
Yeah, that's a good shout. But again, I think, like I said, 48 crores, a little difficult to work with him. They'll
Answer
have
this
to.
question then. Answer this question. I would have liked for Vinay to answer as well. But Shah Rukh Khan or Deepak Huda, who goes for more money?
Oh, Shah Rukh Khan.
Shah Rukh Khan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. For me, it's no. I know that Deepak Huda performed today, and like
Yeah.
he showed that he can bowl, but I
He's
don't
also
know, man.
consistent. Yeah, but
He
I
showed
think I
it
think
somewhere
I
in
think
how did he do,
five.
man?
I think five.
He was in
CR.
well, Punjab. There was one knock he hit in anger, and then after that, I don't know. I think he still needs to be more consistent. Okay, fine. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve anyone. Like if he's going for that much money, it's not his fault. But I think they have to be a bit more smart. If you're giving Huda 10 crores,
4 to 5 is what I'm saying.
yeah, like okay, if he goes 8 to 10, that's amazing for him. But I feel that That's a lot of money, man. I don't know. But yes, then again, I can be proved wrong, like you said, because he bowls, he bats, he fields, and everything.
He's
So
a, the auction has thrown us so many funky things that I wouldn't be surprised by anything almost at this point.
yeah, yeah. Vinay Singh is an all-rounder. I know he's an all-rounder. There's a severe lack because Huda's been in the auction before, and I
He's
didn't
been
see.
with SRH and he's for so many years never really performed.
Yeah, but yeah, I think that wraps it up. I will catch you in 2 minutes again for the last
The
team now.
most awaited one.
More.
Chalo, see you.
Okay.